Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glares above bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave and the home of the brave?
Are we together? Yeah. Please join us in welcoming the platform guests. Mr. Marquez Ivy, Director of Board of Education. Ms. Vicki Reinhard, Director of Board of Education. Mr. Rico Munn, the Superintendent of Schools. Ms. Sue Lynn Toussaint, P20 Community Director. Mr. Jason Macklin, Principal. Mr. Nicholas Thompson, Guest Speaker. Mr. Colin DeGroot, Faculty Herald. Ms. Elsa Moore, Faculty Herald. Mr. Mark Schreimer, Faculty Herald. Ms. Vivian Martinez, Faculty Herald.
Miss Isabella Chambers, Valedictorian. Mr. Andy Tran, Salutatorian. Miss Tyja Heron, Student Body Vice President.
And I am Jason Vaughn, your Student Body President.
Yes, sir.
Now, please welcome the class of 2021's valedictorian, Isabella Chambers. Isabella will be beginning her college career studying abroad in Fiji with Verdo Education and transferring to Baylor University in the spring.
All right, hello, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah. All right, I'm so glad to be here with you all today and would like to express my appreciation for the opportunity to speak. It is truly an honor. Before I commence my speech, I want to give thanks to my family in the crowd for supporting me through all my endeavors, to all the friends I have made in this journey throughout high school. I value the connections we have made and will forever cherish the memories high school has given us. I thank you for teaching me the lessons no book could ever teach. Shout out to my softball teammates that taught me camaraderie and how to work for others. And lastly, I'd like to give a special thank you to my mom. As the strongest woman I know, you have taught me what it means to be resilient and hardworking while maintaining a radiant positivity. I love you to forever and beyond. I could not have asked for a more giving community of support. I thank you all. On behalf of the class of 2021, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the people that make Vista Peak great. Thank you to the members of the athletics department who curate school pride and educate us on the importance of good health. To the staff of the arts department, thank you for teaching us to break the barriers of imagination and execute self-expression through beautiful means. In addition, we appreciate the counseling department's guidance through our school's hardships and for assisting us on paving our path to our future. The administration's tireless efforts to make decisions to best impact student life does not go unseen, and we thank you. The educators at Vista Peak will have a lasting impact on all of us. You all are the reasons we have succeeded and strive to better ourselves, forging relationships that will withstand the hectic years to come. Thank you for being the constants in our lives and making Vista Peak so inviting. And lastly, to all the smiling faces from the front desk to the herd to the custodial staff we rarely see, we thank you for making Vista Peak amazing. For the class of 2021, there is also more than our fair share of components we are less than grateful for. The elephant in the room being COVID-19. The pandemic shoved all of us apart and isolated us into our homes. Personal connections became much harder to maintain, and for many of us, it sent us into a mental health downturn. Many days confined within the walls of our home, staring at a computer screen became unsatisfying and painful to endure. Not being able to see our friends and extended family was hard. It was even harder to stay focused on our goal of completing our education. But each and every person here today did it. We made it. We demonstrated the most resiliency of any other class, but it took a lot. The isolating times turned sour very easily. Too much time alone amounted to developing insecurities, social anxiety, and depression. I feel for all of you that had to go through this. Maintaining mental health is a serious commitment and can be very hard to keep up on. It is important that we hold ourselves accountable for our self-destructive ways and seek help when needed. Although your struggles might not seem as severe as others, it does not diminish the pain you feel. We are strongest when we are resourceful and we use the help offered. Strength does not lie within dealing with mental health crises on your own, rather having the guts to seek help and commit to treatment. I encourage you all to stay true to yourself and work hard to ensure your enjoyment where you are. You all deserve to be as happy as possible, and although it may not seem like it, happiness is possible. It is found within others. It is found in doing what you love. In addition to isolating us, COVID conversely enabled the exposure of many social injustices. Large-scale initiatives such as defunding the police, abolishing the industrial prison complex, rebuilding energy reliance, and attacking financial inequality became topics of conversation. The generosity of this generation raised more money for Black Lives Matter movement than ever before. And out of harsh and traumatic lifestyle changes, many of our class chose to become warriors of activism, spreading information to educate our peers, and participating in protests, and so much more. Because of the power of our voices, real change is happening. Here in Colorado, our actions have resulted in policy changes such as Enhanced Law Enforcement Integrity Act that outlines a stricter standard for how officers carry themselves. This speaks to how powerful our voices are. But this is also a call to action. The work here is not done. Black men and women are still discriminated against for doing mundane tasks. Large corporations are not held accountable for worker exploitation, and our society still abuses our planet to an unprecedented extent. Our voice is powerful, and we are persistent. We can be the change we want to see in the world, and this graduating class and our generation shows great promise in elevating our society. Lastly, I want to take time to acknowledge why I'm here today. I was fortunate enough to receive many privileges the vast majority of the class of 2021 did not. For starters, I had access to a good education from a young age, putting me ahead in a few select classes, making the adjustment to high school easier. I was also raised in a financially and socially stable household that allowed me to prioritize schooling. I recognize that many of us did not receive such privileges, and it is the position I was set up in that allowed me to obtain this achievement. I want to express my congratulations to all of us being here today. The difference that made me successful in making it to the top of the class was the sacrifice of valuable relationship building, chasing my interests, and my mental health, in which I exchanged for a higher GPA. I took high school as a challenge. I only enrolled in weighted class so I could gain an extra point on my GPA. Classes that may not have fit my interests plagued my schedule. I chose to spend my late nights writing essays or completing study guides instead of going out with friends. Standing here today, I realize that was the wrong choice. A number on a transcript shouldn't dictate your value or who you become. Through trying to impress others, I had developed an unhealthy connection between my grades and self-worth. I began to believe that my test scores determined how important I was to others. Looking back, it is not how quickly I can memorize and regurgitate material that made me valuable. It is the kindness I chose to spread and the joy of being in the companies of others that establishes worth. Worth is found chasing your passions and living off the high of self-satisfaction. I wish I had learned this lesson sooner. As I look over all of you guys today, I only recognize a few familiar faces. I wish I could have met and made more memories with many more of you all. And I implore you to develop as many possible connections, relationships, and bonds with others, as it is through them that your legacy will live on. I urge you to chase what you are interested in and begin living for yourself. Who you want to be should take priority. With your passion and commitment to your goal, I have no doubt that you all will succeed. The class of 2021 has some of the brightest minds yet, and I know you all will go far as you press your limits and push yourselves. And as the great Pitbull once said, every day above ground is a great day. Remember that. With that, I thank you all and congratulate you all once more. All right. Next, I'd like to introduce Andy Vaux to give his speech.
Hello, everyone, and welcome all to the graduation ceremony for the Vista Peak class of 2021. We finally made it. Before the pandemic hit us, I took a lot of pictures, but I didn't share many because truthfully, I didn't find anything that I liked. They all had their little imperfections, like how I didn't follow the rule of thirds to a T or the lighting was just so slightly off. I disliked how I could take a photo of something so breathtaking, but so flawed. And yet, I kept the pictures. I kept taking pictures because they were so far from perfect because I couldn't let go of what I once cherished. And I'm glad I did because I grew to love the little flaws that made my life just a little bit more human. When I first got my DSLR camera, I spent hours taking photos of fairy lights, which some of you may have noticed in the background of my Google Classroom meetings. When I was little, I loved that these little lights were connected and tangled together, and they held each other up with their own little spark, and it's so much beautiful together than apart. To my mom and grandparents, thank you for sacrificing so much for the privilege to attend a school with all of the resources that I could never need. For giving me the opportunity and the ability to admire those little lights so carelessly and free of worry. I know that you've tried your best in the only way you know how, and I'll always remember you for it. To my siblings and cousins, thank you for being my rock, my ever so dependable force for me to fall back to, and I think the most cherished moments have you all smiling in the corner of my eye. And to my aunts and uncles, thank you for raising me little by little and shaping me into the person I am now. The little nagging wouldn't make me appreciate the little things as much as I do. Despite the few things I've accomplished, I can't yet say that I'm unapologetically proud of who I am. However, I can say that I'm proud of what the Vista Peak class of 2021 was able to endure and accomplish this year. In the worst moments, I've witnessed my peers pull strangers from the bottomless pit of darkness. Today, there are too many people who feel hopeless and inadequate, despite everything that we've done to advance ourselves. Life isn't easy for anyone, but it's that small spark of sympathy and hope that I've been seeing that continues to amaze me and push me forward. I want to keep seeing all the little joys of life and hope in the coldest of hearts. What about you? Today, we inch away from the rubble that the pandemic and this high school caused. And I think everyone here can agree me when I say that going into high school, we never completely understood what we were going to be thrown into. Drama isn't resolved like a chapter of a book with sunshine and rainbows, everyone grinning ear to ear. Every friend isn't your unconditional lifetime soulmate. Sometimes you'll just grow apart. And let's be honest, homework did not have this much screen time in High School Musical. Where was my warning? And on top of this, I feel like the world I once knew is falling apart by the seams. Even though atrocities have always plagued our community, our nation, and our world, I couldn't blissfully turn a blind eye to everything anymore. In the current climate, it feels impossible to live without fear. Without fear like people who are just like us, who threaten to end our very lives. Fear of death and corruption because of the color of our skin, the shape of our eyes, the clothes we wear, the people we love. The fear that was so prevalent before could be so intense that the Black Lives Matter movement still struggles to enforce enough change to instill a sense of security and safety in our communities. My own fear that Asian communities struggled with attacks because of a pandemic that had nothing to do with them. A fear so widespread that children like us had to spread Stop Asian Hate. Unfortunately for us, these topics are just the tip of the iceberg of polarization in our communities. What about financial security and adequate health care to all? What about mental health that continues to bind the people in our society? What about the nations outside of our own that right now experiences genocide, loss of democracy, or struggles to survive in war-torn communities? The world around us and the problems it comes with are larger than we are. But I still see people fighting for change. To my friends, peers, teachers, and school staff, to every life gathered here in the stadium and beyond, thank you. Thank you for continuing to fight your battles despite your hardships, whether you're fighting your inner demons or personal obstacles that prevent you from being proud of who you are and what you've done. If it is as large as spreading awareness to other people about the perpetual systemic hatred that is drilled into the hearts of our youth, the children who only know what they're taught. Thank you for tackling a problem that is greater than yourselves. Thank you for doing something to make other people comfortable in their own skin. Keep trying to be that change in the world, because regardless of who you are, who you love, what you value, or what you do, we all deserve that little spark in our lives. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to photograph fireworks instead of fairies. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. That was Andy Tran, our salutatorian. Today, we have the honor of hearing from Mr. Nicholas Thompson. Nick is a licensed clinical social worker, having earned a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Colorado at Boulder and a master's degree in social work from the University of North Dakota. He has been working with youth and their families for over 15 years in a variety of settings, including middle and high schools, private practice, residential treatment facilities, and detention centers. In addition, he has worked abroad with youth in Brazil and Costa Rica. Nick has a private practice in Boulder, Colorado, gives presentations to students, school staff, and parents, and hosts a podcast for parents called Perspective for Parents. His past professional experience includes working for the St. Vrain Valley School District as a mental health interventionist and serving as a lead parent facilitator for I Thrive, an early substance abuse intervention program for teens and their parents. Mr. Nicholas Thompson.
Hello. This is nerve-wracking, isn't it? Holy cow, look at you. Okay, here it goes. Thank you for that great introduction. I really appreciate it. And thank you to the students, teachers, parents, and staff here today. To start, some good news. This speech of mine will be about 6 minutes in length, starting now. Okay, to begin, I wanted to share a little story about how I initially prepared for this speech. So the first thing I did was I checked out your school's website. And there on the homepage, I saw in big letters, "We are brilliant, we are bison strong, we are Vista Peak." And I thought, there it is. This is perfect. Bison strong. The bison is my favorite animal by far. Oh, I have a slideshow. Isn't this amazing? Okay, to the point, I love this animal so much that my office in Boulder is filled with bison or buffalo-related items. Actual photos. Okay, so those are just a few of them up there. And a little side note here, there's been a long and heated debate within my family about which word is correct. Are those bison or are they buffalo?
Bison!
I could skip the next paragraph, but here goes because I have another slide. This has been a long and heated debate within my family because of this, because my mom attended North Dakota State, home of the bison, like you all. Dad and me, we went to CU, home of the Golden Buffaloes. Go Buffs! Sorry about that. Are those Rammies over there?
Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was it? Oh, right there. Okay. So I did a little research, and as it seems you already know, I found the correct answer. The correct answer is, those are in fact bison, not buffalo. I have a helpful slide. So congratulations. My mother, NDSU, and you, Vista Peak, are correct. But back to it. So a few weeks ago, I spent the entire weekend writing a speech that I titled, "Be the Bison." I even created this sweet logo, took like 45 minutes, and the plan was to do this whole thing about how bison face a storm and how that's a great metaphor for life. So after I finished writing the speech, I decided to read it to a client of mine who just graduated from high school to get a little feedback. When I was finished reading it to her, she said this: "Don't. Just don't. Please don't. Be the bison? Really? That's some of the corniest bleep I've ever heard. I'm realizing how tall I am bending down like this. Like a bison." Okay. So, after getting that direct and decisive feedback, I decided to scrap the whole "be the bison" thing and instead choose a more traditional approach to one of these speeches. I thought I'll share a few quotes from people much wiser than me. First up, from Zig Ziglar, remember that failure is an event, not a person. I believe those words to be true. Failure is an occurrence. It is temporary, and it's usually an indication that you were challenging yourself, and it's always an opportunity for growth. Check this out. I hope this one. This is my transcript from freshman year. Yeah, I won't say that word, but yes, that red arrow points to the fact that I failed Psych 101 on my first attempt. Yes, I failed general psychology. I'm a psychotherapist. And here's another semester of mine. These are grades from a different semester. Can everybody see that? And after witnessing what you've seen thus far, you might think that teacher of mine in public speaking was an easy grader. For those of you, I thought about you, because if you can't see it, I got a C in public speaking. You might be like, yeah, that's a little high. Okay, so I'm not trying to say that getting good grades is good in any way or beneficial. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. The point I do want to make is that I hope you don't use any of your marks, known as grades or scores, to be the deciding factor when it comes to choosing what it is that you want to pursue in life. I never received an A in my major, ever. Oh, can you put that back up, the last slide? Can we go back? Visual aids. I never received an A in my major. And if I would have let my grades guide my path, evidently I would be in a field known as creative technology. And to be honest, I don't even know what that means. Okay, next quote I want to share is this. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? From Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In addition to sharing those wise words with you, I would also like to take a minute to put them into practice. As you may have noticed, I am a tall, lanky, able-bodied white guy who gets to live and work in Boulder. In addition to all those unearned forms of privilege, I'm also privileged to have great mentors in my life. Whatever small level of success I may have in my life, it is due to my mentors. So I'll say this to all you graduates. If you're in the market for a mentor, I'm being serious, I'm here. If any of you would like to become social workers, life coaches, counselors, therapists, speakers, or teachers, I'd be happy to mentor in any way, to be of help in any way whatsoever. I'll be putting my email up at the end of this, and we'll hang out long after to speak to anybody who may be interested in saying hello. On to the final quote. Don't trade your authenticity for approval. Be fearlessly authentic. Bravely be you. And as I did with the previous quote, I would again like to put these words into practice. Bravely be you, and also, wait for it, be the bison. Yeah, full circle. This ain't the full pitch, but here goes. I could just probably readjust this and not do this weird crouch thing I've been doing. Okay, full circle. Be the bison. The bison is such an amazing creature. Get this, when a storm is approaching, what most animals will do, take for example cattle, is they'll turn away from the storm and they try to run in the opposite direction in an attempt to outrun the storm. But this is foolish because the cattle don't know that they're not fast enough to outrun the storm. So they actually experience the storm, the inclement weather, the pain, the suffering, for a longer period of time than they need to. They would have been better off if they just stood still. But do you know what animal doesn't take this foolish approach? That's right, the bison. When a storm approaches, which way is west? When a storm brews over those familiar Rocky Mountains to our west and then drops down and heads east towards us, you know what a bison does? It faces it, and it runs directly west into the storm. And it does that because the bison knows something, which is, when you see a storm approaching and it's one you can't outrun, know that the faster you move through it, the sooner you'll see the sun. That is so cheesy, I know, but I had to. I wanted to share that with you. That was my attempt to be authentic. Thank you so much for having me. As promised, here's my email. If there's anything that I can do, I'm being serious, to any of you graduates to be of any help in the future, email me. And maybe just put Be the Bison in the subject line, so I know to give it my full attention. Thank you again. Congratulations on your graduation, and best wishes for your next adventure. Thank you.
How are y'all? I did not hear nothing. How are y'all? How are y'all? Let's hype it up. We graduating. Okay. So. Okay. Sorry, little difficulties here. Okay. We would like to thank all of the parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, teachers, coaches, mentors, and any others that helped our graduates get ready to this day. With your support, we would not be here. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Vista Peak Preparatory Concert Choir performing Show Us the Way, directed by Mr. John Richard.
Here we are, tying up the loose ends and saying last goodbyes to all our friends. Here we are, making all the right moves and moving on to new things, starting over again. Where we're going to, it's still hard to say. But I know we'll come back someday, holding on to all the things you've taught us, and thanking you for showing us the way. There we were, seeing things the first time, sorting out the reason from the rhyme. There you were, always there to guide us, mapping out the mountains that we had to climb. You took us in your hands and shaped us like clay, and helped prepare us for this day. See us now, we're shining in your love light, and thanking you for showing us the way. You watched us all grow older, you helped us look ahead. You'll be there on my shoulder in my times of need. I'll hear the words that you said, the words that you said. Here we are, tying up the loose ends and saying last goodbyes to all our friends. Here we are, making all the right moves and moving on to new things, starting over again. Where we're going to, it's still hard to say, but I know we'll come back someday, holding on to all the things you've taught us, and thanking you for showing us the way. Holding on to all the things you've taught us, and thanking you for showing us the
That was beautiful. The class of 2021 has earned many accolades. We would now like to recognize all of our students who have earned honors.
All students who received the white cord for academic honors, a silver cord for high academic honors, or a gold cord for top 10, please stand. Congratulations. Be seated.
All students who received a cord for business academic and career pathway, DECA and or FBLA, please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated.
All students who received a cord for health, science, academic, and career pathway and or HOSA, please stand.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Be seated.
All students who received a braided orange and blue cord for the art and communication academic and career pathway and certifications, please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated.
All students who received the blue cord for STEM, academic, and career pathway and certifications, please stand. Congratulations. Be seated.
All students who received a braided purple and gold cord for fine arts academic and career pathway, please stand. Yeah, Cherish! Congratulations. Please be seated.
All students who received a purple cord for National Honor Society, please stand. Congratulations. Be seated.
All students who received a braided royal and blue and gold cord for theatrical arts, please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated.
All students who received the pink cord for instrumental or vocal music, please stand.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Be seated.
All students who received a braided pink and black cord for dance, please stand. Yes. Congratulations. Please be seated.
All those students who received academic scholarships or grants for higher education, please stand and be recognized. If you got a scholarship for
if you
college,
got money from your
stand
school,
up.
stand up.
Yeah.
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 Overall, the Vista Peak class of 2021 has earned over $3 million in scholarships. Congratulations.
All those who receive college credits for higher education, please stand and be recognized. I did that too. Yeah. Congratulations. Please be seated.
All those students who have chosen to serve in the United States military, please stand and be recognized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Yes, please.
Mr. Munn, ladies and gentlemen of the board, each senior here today has successfully completed the requirements for graduation as established by the Colorado Board of Education and the Aurora Public Schools. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and administration, it is now my honor and privilege to present the Vista Peak School Class of 2021. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Superintendent of Aurora Public Schools, Mr. Rico Munn.
It does adjust. Good evening. Look, I'm on the only thing that stands between you and what you came here for, so some enthusiasm is necessary. Right? Good evening. It is my honor and privilege to be here with you tonight. Before I do anything else, I want to just take one moment to acknowledge or have you students stand and acknowledge your friends and family and loved ones who are here supporting you tonight. Can you turn and give them a round of applause and thank you? And likewise, I'd like to ask you to acknowledge the staff and faculty of Vista Peak who have been supporting you along the way, who are represented here tonight as well. I want you to know that I do anywhere from 7 to 15 graduations every year. And I can honestly tell you, when I think about Ms. Chambers and Mr. Tran, that those were genuinely two of the bravest student speeches I've heard in a very long time. I think when you connect what they said to what Mr. Thompson said, there's a clear theme coming through the evening of the bravery of your students and of all those around you. You know, when we walked into this school year, none of us knew what to expect. None of us knew what it was going to look like exactly. We had certain thoughts, we had certain plans and certain hopes and dreams. But what it required of all of us, but particularly of all of you, was just a commitment to work your way through it, a commitment to face your fears of COVID, your fears of missing out on prom, on graduation, on homecoming, your fears on missing out on a sports season, all those things, to face those fears and persevere and move through them. And that is the definition of bravery. Not the lack of fear, not the lack of concern, but the ability to keep moving forward, to keep moving through it. You have all demonstrated that level of bravery. It was represented by your presence here tonight, and we are so proud of you, so encouraged to see the bravery that you have and that you've built even through this difficult time. And I want you to know that that will never leave you. That strength, that skill is always something that you'll be able to look upon and draw from as you go forward into whatever is coming in your life. And we are so excited to see what's coming in your life. So as I stand here, I want you to know it is my duty, it is my honor, and it is my privilege to accept you as the Vista Peak graduating class of 2021. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to welcome our faculty heralds, Colin DeGroot, Elsa Moore, Mark Schermeyer, Viviana Martinez, as we prepare for the distribution of the diplomas. The faculty heralds were selected by the senior students as they have made significant impact on their experience at Vista Peak. To be selected as a faculty herald is one of the highest honors for staff members at Vista Peak.
I request that both our graduates and their guests please remember you are part of the distinguished celebration that includes a lot of people. No noisemakers or intrusive interruptions that would prevent families from clearly hearing their graduate's name. Please remain in your seat so everyone can see the graduate whose accomplishments they are celebrating today. Your cooperation in this will be greatly appreciated.
Seniors, we will begin with the graduates seated on stage, and then the seniors on the floor will be released row by row. Seniors will pick up their diploma cover from the table, move to the center of the stage to meet Mr. Macklin for one last time, and then you will exit to the left side of the stage and return to your row. Oh, no.
Can we move this? The first one is yours. Jason Vaughn. Hi, Shay, I got you. Come on, Aaron, I got you. I'm so great. Tajay Heron.
Isabella Chambers. Vi Andy Tran. Leila Abdul Aziz.
Alejandro Acosta.
Justin Acosta. Casey Acuff. Taylor Acuff.
Daniela Aguirre Lares.
Russell Anderson. Kirsten Anderson.
Elder Arellanes Flores. Juan Amaya. Gary Gio Arrieta Gámez. Jackie Anaya Gómez. Valeria Antillón Pando.
Carmen Banks. Kendall Barber. Emanuela Bartholomew.
Marcial Barrón. Giovanni Bautista. Valerie Becerra Pérez. Nico Benipayo.
Kylie Black. Joseph Bueling.
Juan Baltasar Padilla Jr.
Marissa Blackman. Jada Bashirs Rutkin.
Tito Brown. Giovanni Barr. Oscar Bailón.
Adrian Bailey.
Daniela Benavides. Azul Bonilla López.
Alea Brown. Dylan Bearden. Jadaris Carr.
Jalen Carrizales.
Dylan Cohens. Kaylee Conley.
César Corrales. Stephanie Casillas Jiménez. Nicole Cortés.
Aiden Coles. Oh, wait.
Orlando Castañeda.
Ana Ella Corrigan.
Natalie Coronado. Mónica Campos Torres. Bianca Calzonzi. Oscar Cambra. Randy Cano Enríquez. Iván Cobo Santillanes. Jaden Cortés. Aidan Cerda.
Isabella Carlson.
Andrea Sofía Chávez. Daniela Chavira.
Jenna Crawford. Savannah Dravone. Tristan DiPantino. Sophia Delcup.
Catarina de la Torres. Jacqueline Díaz. Sergio Domínguez. Gabriela Chairez.
Alex Dyke. Max Dorlis. Gabrielle Durkee.
Ashley Enríquez. Daisy Enríquez Ortega.
Michelle Inkalder. Isaiah Ferris. Sydney Fagan. Brooklyn Fifita.
Alexa Fontes.
Ethan Fitzgerald.
Stephanie Flores Santamaría.
Austin Fleck. Tracy Fakwan. Jaden Ford. Trevion Franklin. Is it Cole Frouse. Natalie Fryer. Jasmine Gandia.
Jonathan Figueroa Molinar. Giselle García Martínez. Nathaniel Luis García. Faina Gotisheva. Estefano Godoy. Jerry García. Jonathan García. Alex Gómez. Judith García Morillón. Natalia González. Sofía González Cervantes. Janet González. Tania González Cervantes.
Keyshawn Green. Walter Goodlow III. Raina Hackett. Audrey Heyman. Parker Hamilton.
Where's your hands?
Monty Hamrick. Quindaro Harrison Jr. Thaddeus Hazlitt.
Jessica Herrera. Leonardo Herrera Sierra. Ángel Herrera. Melissa Hernández Viveros. Analej Hernández. Gabriela Hernández Ramírez. Brian Herrera Moreno.
Bing Huang.
You hold it yours.
Elana Hayes.
Cristina Holguín Solares.
Leah. Could you
How do you say this?
Leah?
Leah Habtemariam. Medhani Habtemariam. Ashia Heron. Ashe Heron. She spelled it out. Huh? Genesty Hines. Annika Hubbard.
Kennedy Isaac.
Andalasia. Okay. Ivy. Andalasia Ivy. Tiavion Jackson.
Ashley Jaramillo.
Iman Johnson. Delaney Jarman. Donovan Jarman. Mallory Johnson. Irene Kim. Rylon Hodinu. Rylano Hodinu.
Marisa King.
Chauncey Kibble. Gage Krieger. Savannah Krieger. Preston Land.
Justin Leedens. Kun Lee? Lay? Kun Lay. Jordan Lewis. Nyla Lewis.
José López Gerard.
Gracie Laux. Cassie Lyon. Rachel Maldonado. Nathaniel Littles Maloff. What's up, boss? Koji Malone. Barrett Martin.
Ahora viene mi son.
Sofía Madera. Emanuel Madera Núñez. José Márquez. Alicia Martínez. Isabel Martínez. Joshua Martínez. Olivia Martínez. Manuel Marrufo Limón.
Timo Mason. Jaden Matthews. DeCoven McKenzie. Jaden McKinnon.
Giancarlo Méndez.
Miguel Mendez.
Christopher Mendoza Ortega.
Nicholas Menacucci.
I'll let her do it.
Naomi Mercado.
Kimberly Mesa Mendivil.
Floyd Menicus. Ashwarya Mishra.
Javier Mojica.
Ajari Monroe. Ethan Moore.
Brian Morales Castillo. Ernest Morillo.
Ethan Moses.
Fátima Mata Ruiz.
Braylon Nelson. Michaela Nelson. Duquette Nen. Stephen Wen.
Stephen.
Dayana Núñez. Gilberto Núñez.
Calvin Olson. Cassidy Olson.
Gabriel Ortiz Mariscal.
Naaman Victor Owens. Wait.
¿Crees que le dices? No.
Iván Ponce Silva. Yareli Peralta Acosta.
Christian Perry.
Vilma Padilla Rangel.
Tariana Page. Mia Payan.
Víctor Payán.
Aaliyah Peterson.
Ilene Palomo.
Kelly Pham. Julie Putnam. Russell Price.
Goodness Raji.
Jessica Ramos Ramírez. Ariana Ramírez. Citlali Reyes Ibarra.
Samantha Robinson. Michaela Richardson. Serenity Rock.
Brian Rodríguez. Caleb Rodríguez.
Nathaniel Rapati.
Marvela Romero Soto. María Rosales. ¿Quieres que diga Ricardo? ¿Quieres que diga Ricardo? Richard Rivera. Sofía Rivera.
Max Rosendale.
Pedro Rodríguez Murillo.
Jericho Roth Noble.
Omar Ruiz Reyes.
Ryan Sarland. Enixe St. Peter. Curtis Stovall III. Braden Scott. Gavin Scott. Michaela Simpson. Sierra Shake. Jaron Schamberg. Benjamin Spengler. Ethan Stadler. Solange Staniger. Michaela Stapleton.
Jadlyn Sullivan. Jason Tay.
Robel Temesgen. Tyson Turpening. Julian Todd. Terrence Thompson. Kelsey Thompson.
Emanuel Salazar Corral. Lucio Sandoval. Raquel Salas. Britney Torres Hernández. Brisa Toribio Arellano. Marcisela Terrones Aguiles.
Ashley Bowe. Mamadou Sai.
Jimena Valdés Leal. Saraya Valencia.
Isabella Vogt.
Erika Villarreal Hernández.
Caden Wilson.
Xiomara Velázquez Morales.
Ayana Williams Greer. Asacia Wells. I know who you are. Elia Woolard. Darren Winston. Cherish Williams. Kaylee Witt. Adama West.
Dante Vega.
Dante.
Anthony Vázquez.
Rylan Yoshimura. Malaya Young.
Trinity Zamora.
Aaron Zarco.
Lisbeth Zúñiga Cruz.
Eluit Yalu.
Cristal Pérez Cardosa.
All right, congratulations, graduates. Go ahead and move your tassels from the right to the left.
Nope, that was.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Seniors, immediately after the ceremony, you will exit the way you came in and head towards the gym. You will return your graduation gowns, collect your cap and gown pictures, and your diploma if you have not already received it. Guests, please plan on meeting your graduates back at your cars.
Class of 2021, we are almost officially alumni of Vista Peak Preparatory. For the final time, please welcome our principal, Jason Macklin.
This is the right height? All right. Bison students, parents, guardians, esteemed guests, and members of the Vista Peak community, I'm honored to be here today to acknowledge my third graduating class as principal of Vista Peak Preparatory. Before I address today's graduates, I want to acknowledge all of the people who have contributed to making this possible for our students today. Parents, guardians, family members, and friends, thank you. Thank you for providing a foundation that made what your student is being recognized for today possible. Thank you for your willingness to do whatever was necessary to support your student's success and the success of the Vista Peak community overall. Thank you for the many hats you were asked to wear this year to help your student continue to meet our academic expectations while home remotely, while in school, or a mixture of both this year. We know it was not easy, and we thank you. Vista Peak staff, thank you for the countless hours you put in this year to make sure students were able to continue to learn, stay connected, and feel they were a part of our school community. Please know that you are appreciated and have my utmost respect. I know we've done this already once, but students, please join me in giving a round of applause to your family and our school staff for being amazing this year. In my speech, I typically speak about all of the good things that happened this school year. I would also talk about all of the fun and excitement we experienced together. But to be honest, there was nothing typical or ordinary about this school year. But one thing we can discuss is how this year has prepared you for the biggest and most important journey you will ever embark upon, the most important test you will ever take in life. And I'm sorry to inform you that there is no study guide available, no Spark Notes, no after-school tutoring, and no Google video recording for you to circle back to review at a later time. This journey will include you navigating challenges, hurdles, and curveballs throughout. It will include celebrations. It will include disappointment. It will include love. It will also inevitably include heartbreak and loss. The journey that I am describing is one you have all heard of before, and in my opinion, you are more ready now than you have ever been before. This journey is called life. Withstanding a global pandemic while finishing high school is no easy task. To add, the next time your parents or an adult family member tells you, "I know what it's like to be in your shoes," well, this time you can respond, "Actually, no, you don't." If you were able to successfully navigate high school coursework after having everything you were accustomed to suddenly uprooted and shifted online, while many of you held down jobs, babysat younger siblings, honored club commitments, and extracurricular activities, then you are ready. As parents and as educators, our biggest desires for our children, our students, to be prepared and have the skills necessary to handle the ins and outs of life, to be able to persevere. Perseverance is defined as a continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. The action or condition or an instance of persevering. Steadfastness. Today, I want to talk about perseverance and the importance of achieving your dreams and goals, regardless of the circumstances. If you are graduating today from Vista Peak, you have persevered this year. The circumstances of being a high school senior were not ideal. We often take for granted all that the traditional high school experience allows for us. Human connection, via the relationships we have built with our friends, school staff, teammates, and coaches. If you are graduating today, I tip my cap to you because being a high school senior this year was hard. But I'm here to tell you today, students, that I'm excited for each of you and what you will be able to achieve and navigate through as a result of all you have learned and experiences that you have gained. Dan Millman said, "I'd always believed that a life of quality enjoyment, and wisdom were my human birthright and will be automatically bestowed upon me as time passed. I never suspected that I would have to learn how to live, that there were specific disciplines and ways of seeing the world I had to master before I could awaken to a simple, happy, uncomplicated life. Bison students, life can be beautiful, but it can also be hard. How hard it will be is completely up to you. For example, I once read a quote by an unknown author that goes, "Marriage is hard, divorce is hard, choose your hard. Obesity is hard, being fit is hard, choose your hard. Being in debt is hard. Being financially disciplined is hard. Choose your hard. Communication is hard. Not communicating is hard. Choose your hard. Life will never be easy. It will always be hard. But we can choose our hard. Pick wisely. Perhaps one of the most important skills Dan Millman needed to learn in order to have the happy, simple, and uncomplicated life he desired was his ability to know when to ask for help. Perhaps an appropriate quote to describe what he meant is, be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. Students, it will be important that you always have a support system to lean on when times get hard. That support system can be family, friends, a mentor, or your community. Please know that no one does anything alone in life. And needing help and choosing to be helped is a sign of strength, not weakness. With that in mind, here are a few things we all experienced together this year that were hard. Number one, staying engaged in your studies and maintaining good grades while online this year was hard. Wearing a face mask while walking or running up a flight of stairs or on a field, court, or stage at Vista Peak this year was hard. Noticing and being aware of social cues, body language, and affect while wearing a face mask this year was hard. Our yearbook class creating a pretty awesome Vista Peak yearbook while being home all year was hard. Learning to play the ukulele on Bison News with Kennedy Isaac and doing a timed makeup challenge was and looked hard. I learned from a personal and near-death experience that I cannot ride a skateboard like Jordan Hesby. I also could not do it while drinking a bottle of cranberry juice and recording myself to the song Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. That was hard. Being a student athlete or a member of one of our pathways this year was hard. Being a member of our performing arts program, whether you were a part of our outdoor production of Animal Farm, a dancer who performed beautifully on stage, or a member of our choir program who continued to sing beautifully this year, everyone all while wearing a face mask. That was hard. Vista Peak Preparatory, Bison of the graduating class of 2021. You are ready for the world that awaits you. You are ready to experience the beauty and challenges it will have to offer. Your destiny, your greatness awaits you. It is yours for the taking. But, as I mentioned before, life will never be easy. It will always be hard. But we can choose our hard. Pick wisely. Thank you, congratulations, and farewell.
Y'all already know.
Okay, well, congratulations, class of 2021. We graduated.